tiny are you compared to it?
I don't know. I'm trying to get a size of scale. I think I'm really tiny.
Oh!
Die!
Oh!
See, there you go.
Hey, what's up you guys, this is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on #confirmed we're going to be digging into all of the new Focus info as well as all of the other juicy bits from Primetime 183. So for those of you who didn't know, this episode of Primetime showed off lots of Planes gameplay and gave us sneak peeks into several systems. There's a ton to chat about and even more information coming out in an additional post later today. Basically, there's a ton to cover, so let's just jump on in. First and foremost, the Primetime crew, including DE Steve, showed off bits of the new Focus system. They revealed the fact that they would be uninstalling all of our focus lenses, allowing us a fresh start. However, they also teased the fact that one of the reasons they did this is that they would be adding in another tier of focus lens that you could craft. While standard lenses provided a 1.25 multiplier, a greater lens provides 1.75, a Planes rewarded Eidolon lens will grant a 2.25 conversion. The next big item they showed off was the new focus tree, which included cross-tree unlocks. Upon first inspection, the tree seems to be broken down into two different types of abilities. The first being residuals, which act as passives after activating your operator for the first time. These seem to be indicated by the hexagonal shapes. And the second being the nodes that will alter the way your operator's abilities function, which are denoted as circular nodes. Now, they only showed off the Naramon tree, so our first taste of residual buffs is Naramon's core, which is Affinity Spike, that grants bonus affinity for melee kills, and another node called Melee Damage, which of course boosts melee damage. As for the ability altering nodes, we only really got to see Rebecca hover over one, which was called Void Hunter, which allows you to see through walls while your operator is in void mode. The list of the current abilities found on Naramon are Void Stalker and Void Hunter that seem to be tied to Void mode, Executing Dash and Surging Dash that should be upgrades to Void Dash, Disorienting Blast and Disarming Blast which should sensibly be tied to Void Blast, and lastly Mind Step and Mind Sprint, which sound too odd to be tied to our Void Laser, so I'm assuming it will be one of the new cross-tree passives. So jumping into that new feature, we'll be able to unlock certain passives that will end up buffing our operators and can be carried across trees. They did note that you will not be able to see them innately until you've unlocked them, but they did make it visible for presentation purposes. For Madurai, Inner Gaze will increase the ammo energy for the operator by 10% per rank. Eternal Gaze increases the ammo energy regen by 10%. Now, I'm not sure if that just means the operator's energy, or if it's a completely new statistic that we need to be aware of, as it is noted as an ammo energy and not specifically energy itself, but we will get to that in a bit. Moving along to Vazarin, we have Enduring Tides, which increases the health pool of the operator by 125% per rank, whilst Rejuvenating Tides increases the health regeneration of the operator by 1 per 1 second. Zenurik is up next, bringing us Energy Pool, which increases the operator's energy pool by 15%, whilst Energy Restore increases energy restoration by 15%. Now, here's the interesting thing about energy restoration, and I don't want you guys to get your hopes up, but it says energy restoration by 15%. But the placeholder text did not specify that it was operator only, unlike the rest of them. So this could potentially affect your Warframe as well. However, like I stated, this is placeholder text, though that might not be the final variation. Last but not least, we have Basilisk Scales and Basilisk Gaze from Unairu. However, Reb didn't hover over them, so I couldn't tell you what they are. But if I had to place my bets on Naramon and Unairu, Naramon sounds like it may be attached to movement speed, whilst Unairu may be attached to some form of damage mitigation. Now, they did state that they were going to go over more in an upcoming dev workshop, and I figure I'll hold off on a full-on discussion video until that goes public, so I can get a better grasp of what they've got in mind for their Focus rework. Next up, they brought things out of the Orbiter and over to Cetus. They showed off the fact that you'll be able to rename all of your melee weapons, however, it does seem to be tied to Platinum. They let us in on the fact that the Planes of Eidolon Capturicine would be available for standing via one of the vendors, as well as what seems to be blueprints for some of the Planes exclusive augments. Moving out into the planes, they showed off the new resources available for us to farm. From fruits and new alloys, the larger gear wheel for all of the new extra goodies we'll be able to bring with us, and participated in a few missions. There really wasn't much to say about this, excluding the fact that snipers are looking to be promisingly effective in the planes, especially when coupled with Arcwing. Now, the last two things that they showed us in the planes were really interesting. First, they showed off the hidden cave that actually led to a Grineer door, and teased the potential for this to be the merging of the tile set system with a landscape system. And last but definitely not least was the introduction of these small drone-like sentients called bombalists that seem to harass you as the sun begins to set. They will occasionally drop shards that you can turn into the Eidolon hunter to increase your standing with them. Now, I know they seem annoying as fuck, but I do have to admit that they are super adorable, and I would love a Bombalist plushie DE. Get to work on that ASAP. So unfortunately, Rev and Megan didn't do any Eidolon fighting in this episode. However, the look at Focus, the Arcwing/Sniper combat, and of course the Bombalists were great to witness. But that about brings this episode to an end. Let me know how you feel about the cross-tree focus nodes, operator combat, the adorable Bombalist, as well as what you are planning on naming all of your melee weapons. Toss all of your feelings in the comments below about what's been #confirmed. Regardless, I will leave you all here, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch yo body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!